fight back. Let them know you ain't gotta live like that. Catch a message through the pain, through the hurt. Just want them to catch a message. Keep on hustling, put in work. Just want them to catch a message. Stand tall and fight back. Let them know you ain't gotta live like that.
I look around like where the good times at. I just wanna bring the good times back. And if the good die young, why am I still alive? Maybe I deserve that fact. And the stars only shine when the dark come. Got me think about where I got my start from. We the new breed, who are we? We the lost ones. We the generation that embrace it like an art form. Here we go. And if you sitting in a tight spot, then you in the right spot. Man, I swear to God, I done been there. One shot like stop. Shot I lost a lot of homies that were here and they vanished in the thin air. Yeah, it's like a roll of the dice. Pay the ultimate price. So do you stand up and fight? Do you throw in the side when safe place? I'm out, I'll stand tall and prepare for the fight of your life. See me, I still battle with a...
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the No More Heroin Survivor Series. If you're catching us live, please drop a hashtag live. If you're catching the replay, drop a hashtag replay. Let us know where you're watching from. We're streaming live on Higgy 2.0 Plus and YouTube currently. I just want to thank everybody that's coming on board with me and sharing my posts. I'm coming back from being hacked, and I lost 230,000 followers. So I'm starting to get some traction. I'm back to doing what I like to do. I love sharing inspirational testimonies. I love sharing people's stories of hope, inspiration, and those people that have overcome seemingly insurmountable odds to have and live a life of purpose and destiny. Tonight, I have my dear friend from Canada, Kim Bellis, owner of the clothing brand Sober is the New Cool. Booyah. And the page. So if you would, please go check out Sober is the New Cool. Kim and I, we're just going to chop it up about recovery, life, current events, things that are happening, projects, whatnot. Before I bring Kim on, I would like to give a special shout out to Dwayne Louder from Radical Online Radio for inviting me to come on board with them on his platform, do some recovery music, some interviews. I'm going to take the Survivor Series to a larger audience. I'm going to keep doing what I do, showcase music, these stories of inspiration and hope. Just people need hope today. Do they not? I'd like to welcome everybody again to the Survivor Series. I'm going to bring Kim on. Where are you? Hi, Kim.
Hello, Higgy.
How are you? What's the weather like up there?
Well, today was good. I mean, at least the snow started to melt. Yesterday we had a huge snowstorm again. So you know what? I'm over this. I was like, okay, I thought we had turned the corner and March was here. But anyway, today was sunny. So tomorrow's supposed to be mild. So hopefully we're on our way to spring.
Awesome. Awesome. Please introduce yourself.
So I'm Kim Bellis from Sober is the New Cool. And I'm 10 years sober, January 12th, 2023. And what started out as doing something for my son because he started having grand mal seizures at the age of 13. Was it football? Was it this? Was it that? Who knows? Who cares? I decided to stop drinking for 3 months to make sure that he knew you didn't need booze to have fun. And it's 10 years later. So what did I do? Yeah.
Congratulations.
So I learned, that liquor and me we're better apart than together.
That's awesome. So how is your son doing?
He's 5 years seizure free, actually. January 24th. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody, please, if you would, help us share this out. The more people that jump on, chime in, it gets the algorithms going. More people will see this. It'd be more people that will catch this message of hope. More people that will know about Kim and Sober is the New Cool. And who, like I said, who doesn't need a hope shot today? I need a hope shot today.
Well, and I think everybody does. You know, whether you're in addiction or not, like my son at 13 had to learn how to live a life without, there's no way he could drink. If he drinks with his medication, we're done. So, you know, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why people don't drink, and we shouldn't have to make people explain or justify. So here we are, and we're better off, and we're into wellness. And you know what? For me, I found my life. He gave me back my life.
That's
From
amazing.
yes. So
I've seen pictures of you guys. You guys both look happy and healthy and just living life to the fullest.
yes.
That's amazing. So how did the clothing brand come about?
Well, actually, it's the clothing brand is more. It came about to give people like kind of like a shining armor, like a sword or whatever, something that they could wear. Because in my days, because I'm 62, the T-shirt a lot of my friends wore was champagne and cocaine. So and the first 3 months when I was telling people I had stopped drinking, and I used Matthew as an excuse, right? I mean, and I really believed it at the time, like I
Mhm.
wasn't a problem. Um, and I realized people were kept saying to me, "Come here, have a drink," And I realized everywhere I went, socially, it was like I was like not an outcast, but was there was always an issue. And I thought, if I am having this at 52 years old, imagine my son
With
going through
peer pressure.
adolescence. How is he going to be able to keep saying, no, I don't want to drink, or I can't drink with my medication, or get into this kind of conversation? And God, I thought something's got to be done. So, Sober's the New Cool was, an idea, and my sister made the logo. I had never done Facebook. We figured, and it was more for him to have an outlet to make it normal. And so we made a T-shirt, and we said, okay, if we sell T-shirts and or hoodies, we're going to give back to the sober community and the mental health. Because
Mhm.
for us, we had to do a lot of therapy. We had to, because of course, you go from playing football 5 nights a week to nothing. I mean, life went like upside down, right? So we needed to find a new way. And so Sober's the New Cool, it was kind of for him. It was never supposed to become anything more than, a mother and a kitchen table kind of thing. And all of a sudden on Facebook, I started getting all these messages from young people, mostly from Europe and London. And they were asking, like, how did you do this? How did you stop drinking? What's wrong with your son? Why can't he drink? And it was like open lines of communication. And I thought, wow, there's something going on here. And then I was getting young mothers saying, you know, which I could relate to at 4 o'clock after homework or during
Mhm.
homework when you're pulling your hair out of your head, open the bottle of wine. Then you're drinking wine with making dinner. And, on and on, it becomes a habit and then it becomes a problem. And it doesn't have to be a huge problem. It can be, it doesn't have to be. And I just thought, why are we always explaining everything to everybody? Like, why can't it be, no, I don't drink, period?
Right.
What
Without
has,
having
yeah.
to explain any further.
So Sober's the New Cool just kind of blew up. It just kind of went poof. And then I just started answering people. And then I said, okay, I need to find different things for different people. And like, so there, I don't pretend to be a therapist. I found Zoom meetings. I found, because, some people do AA. And I realized quickly that some people, they go to exercise. Some people, they do AA. Some people need a therapist. Some people
Mhm.
like life coach, whatever it is they need. I decided I would try and help them find. And here I am 10 years later.
That's beautiful. There are so many different pathways to recovery, you
Yeah.
know, and there's different combinations. What might work for one person won't work for another. Maybe they
No.
need a little extra support, a little extra whatever to reinforce their will to stay clean and sober, because it takes more than just a strong will to stay sober, doesn't it?
And I found that for me, I think the lack of feeling that I was ever enough, I should have been a doctor, I should have been this, I should have been that. And most of the people who I spoke to all had some sort of self esteem problem.
Yes.
And, and feeling of loneliness or feeling left out or some sort of trauma. And I thought, oh, wait a minute. No, 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 no. I don't want them to wait till they're 55 or 60 to think that they're good enough or they deserve a good life. So I just started, texting people and answering them and doing this I am affirmations with them, which every morning I send them a one positive word and one at night. And then after like 2 weeks, normally I say, okay, because normally they say, no, I can't do this. There's nothing good about me. And I go, no, no, no. Everybody has qualities. You just forgot what they are, right?
I can attest to that because you've done that for me as well.
Well, and it worked, didn't it?
It did. The continual love and support, the judgment-free advice, just a listening, compassionate ear makes all the difference in the world, because we judge ourselves too harshly.
Exactly. And I think that if I asked you for help, you'd be the first one to say, oh my God, Kim, that's not true. That's not who you are, blah, 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 blah. But we say that to ourselves, don't we?
Yeah, for sure.
So we need to be that person for somebody else.
That's right. That's right.
So that's what I do.
We need that positive reinforcement.
And you know what? I think that honestly, everyone who I've met so far in the last 10 years, I have one sweet, AKA Sober Badger, my sweet Natty. She asked me to do a tattoo with her, and it's the Infinite.
How was that?
Well, it hurt like hell. And I mean, when she asked me, I'm not quite the tattoo type, right?
Right.
But I thought, if this is what she needs to know that she matters, I'm going to do it, because if that was my child asking somebody, why shouldn't somebody be there for them? And,
thank you, Nick.
And I think that, I have also a nurse, Kelly Marie. When I started the affirmations with her, one of the words she said, I'm hardworking. I said, no, you're not hardworking. You're dedicated. Her face changed when I said dedicated, because hardworking and dedicated mean the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when you say dedicated, it's like a whole new level. And, so she's like doing fantastic. I have so many people, and I mean, I have two wonderful sons and I'm blessed, but I always wanted daughters. And now I have daughters all over the world. So I really feel like I'm lucky. I really do.
Hi, Amanda. I love you. She's from my hometown in Ohio. She's in recovery. She has an amazing life today. She's been through the struggles of addiction as well, and it's good to see that you're doing really well, Amanda. I appreciate your love and support.
You. Oh, that's wonderful. Keep shining bright.
So you were invited to New York City recently. Can you tell us what that experience was like?
Well, this woman, her name is Alexandra. She's called I Am Lady Cat on Instagram, and she has something called Break Free New York. And what she's all about changing the world of fashion through, a different sizes, different ethnicity, all inclusive, whether you're transgender, whether you're 5'2" like me and old, and
all are welcome, all encompassing.
Yes. And you know what? She's trying to pass laws in New York City, and the law is called Daniel's Law.
Daniel's Law.
And it's all about, let's say there's an altercation or some sort of problem in someone's home or in a restaurant or wherever it would be, that instead of the police coming or just an ambulance driver or firefighter, that there would be a therapist on hand to de-escalate the situation. And, I have to say, my son has seizures. I was in Florida at one point, and there was a young woman having a seizure in a restaurant. So I went over to help her, and the woman and the man behind me said, don't bother, dear. They're on drugs. And I said, no. I said, number one, they're having an epileptic seizure. And number two, whether they were on drugs or having an epileptic seizure, doesn't matter. But that was and when I heard that, I thought, wow, what kind of world are we living in that people don't want to help someone, because until it goes into your house, you know, everybody's got this, not my house, not my
Right.
house, not happening here, not happening to my brother, my sister, my mother, my father, my niece, my nephew, but it does. So it touches everybody. And we have to be. So New York City, this whole concept of this fashion show is to end the stigma of mental health and addiction and no more shame. And I love her. And when she asked me to be in it, at first I have to say I was like, oh, no, you know, because to me, and like most people, the fashion world is models that are tall, slim, and I'm 5'2", and they're young. I'm not young. And so she said, no, you have to come. So I went. It was the best experience of my life. I met the most wonderful. I was in a room with 250 sober people. In 10 years, that's never happened to me. I was like, it was electrifying. It was.
I was wondering. I was going to ask you what the atmosphere was like.
It was just like I was high. I felt so high. You know, like I couldn't believe what was around me. The energy was. I've never felt anything like it. No matter how much champagne or booze I had or whatever, it was just. One person was nicer than another. Everywhere I looked, somebody was smiling. And it was just so non-judgmental. It was unbelievable. It was, you know.
That's a large group of grateful people sharing clean energy.
Yes. And I have to tell you, I mean, I was scared to death. And the week before this happened, I have to tell you, a few nights, and I'm 10 years sober, I did think, oh God, you know, a shot of vodka right before I have to do this would be so.
Just take the edge off.
Yeah, it would make life so much easier.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, but even
Hi, Bonnie.
10 years later, that little bug comes back, and it's all about my insecurities of not being good enough again. That's all it was. And it wasn't about me. It was about passing a law to help people in addiction and mental health. So who cares if I'm 5'2" and 62? It's not about me. It was about a bigger cause, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So I have to say it was, and the people that I met that I've known on Instagram for many, many years. One woman you must look up. Her name is Eve Goldberg. She's the creator and owner of Big Vision. She brings kids out of treatment centers and reintegrates them into our world without alcohol and booze and drugs for free. They do basketball tournaments, they do golf, they do running, they do knitting, they jump on those trampolines like in the sky. And everything is free. And she lost her son, unfortunately, 8 years ago. But I thought when I first saw her about, you know, the first maybe 6 years ago, I started following her. I thought, this woman is incredible. She, instead of becoming bitter and going away, she's created something for every other child, and every other mother and father. And so as I'm walking down the runway and I'm scared to death, I see her sitting there, and I grabbed her arm and I grabbed my heart, and I tell you, the tears just came down my face, because I thought it was like being in heaven. Like she was like my, you know, and I really admire everything she does in their group. And then I met all kinds of people that I've been, you know, Rachel, sober in Central Park, a young girl that's 2 years plus sober, that's absolutely electrifying and energetic. And I'm just telling you, the whole night I could just go on and on and on about how great it was. And I think my husband drinks, and he was in a room with 250 sober people, and he couldn't believe how great it was. You know,
that's so awesome. That was a spiritual recharge for you.
Oh my God, unbelievable! I mean, it was like I had to pinch myself that it was really happening. You know.
That's so awesome. So I have a surprise for you.
Oh.
She's like,
Oh my God, my sweet Amanda.
Amanda Marker from Pain to Purpose. Welcome to our live feed.
Hello, my
Hi,
sweetheart.
it's so good to see you.
Oh, it's so good to see you. I see you. You know what? You are an inspiration, my sweet, to so many. I see you. I see the comments that young women and men are talking to you about. And you know what? Keep going and keep shining bright. And I see your children and I see the sparkle in their eye. And you know what? And everything you do for other people when they get in trouble, bless your heart.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I thought this would be a nice surprise for you.
Oh my God. You know, this is another one that's stolen my heart. You know, here you go. This is what I'm talking about. Another daughter. You know, I mean, it's just one is better than the next, and then the other one, and then they help, you know, and then they go and help so many others.
Isn't it amazing how close we get and we
Yes.
don't live close geographically to each other? We communicate through video texting and so on and so on. You and I talk every day through WhatsApp, sending
Yes.
pictures back and forth and conversing. And Amanda and I we're in our own chat threads, and we support each other on our pages. And I really believe that we need that connection no matter how we have to get it. If we can't have that human interaction, this is good too, because energy is transferable. Love comes across the same. And to know that somebody is there in your corner when you're down and out. You both have been there for me. You know, I'm kind of getting teary-eyed. I love Amanda. I love her kids. I'm Uncle Higgy. Those kids, Amanda and those kids saved my life over the summer. No doubt about it. Hi, Tara.
But didn't you save her? Didn't you help save her?
I don't know if I can claim that or not, but I love her and I'll be there for her no matter what.
I think we all save each other at one point or another.
Absolutely.
And you know, I think that all this kind of stuff, when we meet each other, it's like we know each other inside and out. It's like
Absolutely.
when I met all those people in New York City, I know the day I'm going to meet you guys, it's good. I kept touching, you know, like I couldn't stop touching them. And I know when I meet you. So I'm telling you right now, because I told them all then, I'm telling you all, I'm just going to keep grabbing your arms and your face and your, you know, just keep hugging. Because it's be so surreal. And because you know each other so deeply. So when you finally touch each other, it's like a miracle, you know?
I love you, Patrice.
We love you, Patrice. Sorry, I guess I'm typing as Higgy. I tried to type that, but
you came across as my YouTube. You came across as my YouTube channel.
It's weird.
Facebook glitchy.
Patrice.
Absolutely. So, Amanda, what have you got going on? You want to tell everyone that doesn't know who you are by now what your forte is, what you do?
Yeah, I guess I'm here to support Kim, you guys. But my name is Amanda Marker, and I have a platform called Pain to Purpose. We're not too active in the online community right now because I've taken a step back and kind of taken some time to heal with my children and. But we're doing recovery like real life here, right? So we did the online meetings, and you know, there was a whole online network of recovery people who brought me into recovery, you know.
Right.
And now we're living it, right? Higgy came here and then left here and went to Florida, and Kim and I spoke every day. It was so beautiful. Kim, your heart is so big and beautiful. Big. I was like, it's amazing. I didn't talk to anyone every day except for Kim through that whole thing. He would message me every day, and I tried to. I have taken a step back and detached from my phone a lot more than normal. But I did talk to Kim every day because I knew how worried she was, and she was going through so much already at home with her son, you know, getting ready to move out and all that stuff. So But yeah, it was beautiful. It was a genuine concern, right? It wasn't like a, you know, like a nosy, like what's Higgy got going on in his life kind of concern. Like some people tend to throw at you.
Absolutely love you guys. You know,
Well,
you're a huge part of why I'm still here and why I'm still alive. Actually,
you were getting rid of us, Higgy. There was too
thank
bad for
goodness,
you.
thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that.
You were stuck with us. You're stuck with us now. Hey, Amanda, we're like, woohoo,
You
we're on
tried.
your shoulder
You
there.
tried, girl. You did.
And
Tried,
just,
you didn't get there though.
I really wasn't trying. It's just the way things worked at that in that moment. And yeah, I have 90 days sobriety today.
Oh, oh my God.
Oh, that's so fucking awesome.
Again, I'm doing it different this time. I'm actually living the program instead of showing other people how to do it right now. I'm living the program, working the program, and taking care of myself. Amanda, you have been a major influence in my physical fitness part of my program. You know, the mind, body, spirit thing. Kim, the love and support, always non-judgmental means a lot, you know, and your genuine platinum heart shines through all the time, and you're loved all around the world for sure.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm
you know
wearing
what?
Kim's heart.
You know what, Amanda? That became the New York City Fashion Week T-shirt this year. So that logo was everywhere in New York City, which was another surprise that I Am Lady Cat and Break Free New York City decided to put on all their publicity where everybody had the red carpet. Your T-shirt with the big heart, the big logo was on. Yes, so I was beyond.
Thank you, Joni. That means the world to me. Thank you.
So, you know,
Congratulations.
Patrice, we love you for sure.
and you know what? This is what it's all about. You know, my husband said to me tonight, "Go say hi to Higgy." How's Higgy? How's he doing with his son? How's Amanda? It's become part of our family. You know, and this is what I've always talked about. Don't just this nonsense of reaching out and just kind of pretending and like you said, kind of nosy Parker kind of stuff,
Right.
really be there and, make sure that people know that you love them and you care. And you know what? You're not going anywhere.
Absolutely.
And you know what? You're not going anywhere until they get better. And then even then you're going to stay there anyway. So you're not going. So do
that. I love it.
Congratulations, Kim. That's absolutely incredible. What an honor. Oh my gosh. I saw you in New York, one of your pictures for Fashion Week when I was scrolling one time, but I didn't know you were there for such a cool reason.
Yeah, and you know what, Amanda? The best part was they're passing a law. I told Higgy before called Daniel's Law. So when there's an altercation in a home or a situation with drugs or alcohol, that a therapist would arrive on the scene to help de-escalate and help the person that's suffering be, mindfully helped into, treatment or into the hospital or, just to calm everything down because that's what we need. And a lot of people don't realize, how mental health and addiction go hand in hand. And, the anxiety and everything else that happens at that time and the stress. So we need that. So everybody's got to try and help get Daniel's Law passed because I think that would be good around the world. Never mind just New York City, around the world.
Yeah. First off, thank you, Joni. I really appreciate your kind words. Thank you so much for that. In those situations, people end up in jail, and
yes.
instead of getting the help that they want, and it just adds more collateral damage to the situation, and there's no solution in that. It's just easy for the police to take people to jail, separate people, and that basically is their job. What you're talking about is people actually doing an intervention and offering help, resources, and the hope that we need, to get better. I mean, everybody is struggling with something. And
Yes.
some of us are in more pain than others that don't know that there is a solution. The whole stigma around addiction is just, it flabbergasts me in light of everything that's happening in our world. We have celebrities, musicians, politicians dying, overdosing, police officers overdosing. You know, the professional people that are supposed to be pillars of our community struggle just like us. I mean, the disease of addiction does not discriminate, and a lot of people don't know that they have trauma issues. You know, they just think that's just the way they are. They're crazy, right? You know, this is how I deal with my crazy, right? It just makes it so much worse and puts them in this big, deep, dark hole that they feel like they can never get out, which leads to a higher suicide rate. And it's becoming more and more socially acceptable to off yourself. And that's just so tragic, you know.
And, you know, all these young kids that now are thinking they're taking Xanax and Percocet on the street, and it's laced with all these other things and all these new drugs that are coming out. And kids are kids. You know, we all make mistakes.
I want to know what that hype's all about. What's this all about? I want to experiment.
Exactly. And, you know, listen, you know, everybody wants to feel that high or that whatever and not feel like, you know, feel like they can talk to everybody in the room. And it's like liquid courage with booze or whatever it is, right?
Social lubricant.
Yes, but it's all a lack of feeling that you're good enough to do it, just being you.
Right.
And so they're trying all this, and kids are dying. I'm meeting mothers that kids are dying at 20, 18, 17. This has to stop, and we have to. And, you know, I have to tell you, every time I seem to get on one of these, you know, when I talk about things like love and everything, be grateful and all this, I get all these likes, you know. When I start talking about fentanyl and kids dying, all of a sudden people like
just shy away from it. Because to me, society has become numb to the whole overdose issue, people dying in back alleys, in public restrooms, in their cars, with their kids in the vehicle. It's happened so much that people have become numb to it and just decided to move on. They just think addicts are worthless. They'll never change. And there's 3 of us on this live feed that are living proof that there is life after addiction. You don't need any added substance to your body to feel confident, to have self-worth. I mean, it's just all these things fabricated in our minds.
And don't forget all these young kids, these young men that are athletes in these universities that all of a sudden end up with some sort of, you know, hurt arm or hurt leg or some kind of injury. And then they take medicine to like be able to play the sport and all of a sudden get hooked. I mean, it's not just, this is happening to everybody. So please pay attention.
Absolutely.
You know? Talk to your kids and you know, make it normal to say, you know, I don't drink. You know, don't be shy.
Normalize that.
Yes. Glamorize this. Look at her smile. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That should be on a magazine. Right? No, yes. But her smile is, you know, it's full of light. When you see sober people, their eyes are shiny. They have that sober glow. Everybody talks about a sober glow. We didn't make this up. It's here. Come on, pay attention.
Yeah, back to the kids. Old school people in programs are telling young kids that they have to hit their bottom. Well, with the drugs and the research chemicals from China, the kids are being robbed of their bottoms because of the poison that's being put into the drugs, the street drugs, the recreational drugs, and they're spraying it on marijuana, putting in cocaine, the meth, all of it. You know, I have a friend that owns a treatment center here, and he was telling me that when they do their drug screens, all these other additives that shouldn't be in, like meth, are there benzos, there's fentanyl, There's, the oxycodone. There's anything that adds bulk to it. Drug dealers do not care. They know that there's going to be another customer behind that one. They don't care. It's all about the almighty dollar.
Yeah.
And whatever they're doing with their money to support their families, buy their gold teeth and their chains and whatnot. I'm just glad that I'm not involved with any of that, and I'm not paying for someone to put rims on their car anymore.
No. And we have to make sure that the young kids that are in school, that people keep talking about it and keep making sure that they're safe. They're safe. They need a safe place. If a mother has to go to work or is not home at 3:00 when the kids come home, or walking home from school, we have to make sure the kids are safe. And if we can do that, it's like drinking and driving. That's not cool with my kids that are 27 and 25.
No.
So it's changing. So we can change this. We can change this for kids like Amanda's kids that are small. Coming up and showing them by example that, what, we are better without all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Her children are aware.
They are. Yeah, they are. The children need to be educated because, there's so much out there right now. And it's very easy for a child, to get pulled into a situation where they take one hit off a blunt and die, right? Because of, the synthetic drugs are taking over. The fact that there's a war on drugs has caused, now they're making drugs in laboratories underground instead of risking everything in a poppy field where they lose everything, right? So now these synthetic drugs are coming into the picture and they're taking over, and they're very dangerous. They're very strong, and they're cheap, affordable, accessible. And our children need to be educated on how easy it is to die from just smoking a little bit of weed, right? So my kids are here. I live in a sober living home in Wisconsin, and they go to meetings with me. They go to different, meetings or recovery events around the area with me. They live recovery every day because, our kids live our addictions with us, right? Like, we had no problems. Like, I had no problem throwing all my kids in the back seat and going downtown and picking up dope, and then stopping to do dope on the way and being so high I can barely, see the road on the way home. So I don't have any problem taking my kids to recovery meetings and things like that. Some people, have their reasons and have removed my children from their meetings, and for whatever reasons, but that doesn't stop us from, continuing on with furthering their education within the subject. Cause
And they're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what? We live in a very, very dangerous world.
That's right.
So bless you, Amanda. Bless you, for continuing, because they're going to be the winners. They will win. They will win.
Yeah.
She's got some very bright children, clever, intelligent, and bright. Amazing.
They are.
And she's educating them, about life in her home, right? I think more parents should be hands-on in that respect too.
Yes.
Because I think the society is the people that are addicted are raising future addicts as well.
Yes.
So then we have to do something.
And listen, last year at Christmas time, somebody that came to my home decided Christmas Eve to tell everybody that they were not going to drink anymore. But you know that all my nieces and nephews, like from age 17 to 30, went completely insane, saying, "High five, God bless you, fantastic, you're going to be so happy." It was like I whiplash. I couldn't find more. The compliments were just, and I said, it really is working. The kids are seeing, it's not cool. It's not glamorous to be drunk at a bar, as sloppy and drugged out and driving and all this nonsense. And I said, the person that was so afraid that to say that was immediately all that was gone. That to be afraid and to say, you know, wow, you're like a superhero. That's the way they made them feel.
And it takes people like that to make other people comfortable with making that statement.
Yes.
Making it normal to say, no, I don't drink.
And wherever I go, it's funny when I, you know, whether I know people or I don't. I was at an event for somebody's 60th birthday, and I didn't know the people I was sitting with. And there was a table of 10. And, you know, so it came to me, and the guy had the white, the red, the vodka, the gin, you know, on and on the cart, you know. And I said, no, I don't drink. But I said, I would like my Perrier in a wine glass with some lemon. And I saw the faces at the table, and I thought, oh, here we go again. And to my surprise, 4 of the people that were at the table, 2 had been sober for 1 year, somebody 5 years, and somebody 7 years. And they said, how did you just do that? You just, I said, well, it's like talking about the sun. I mean, what, but they really, even with all their sobriety, they were afraid, I guess, because they didn't know me. They didn't know my husband. They didn't know the couple next to us. So, you know what? Once I said it, it was like, whew, oh my God, what a great table we have, right? Like, but shouldn't that be everywhere we go?
Hi, Pastor Pat.
Oh,
good to
Pastor
see you, brother. Glad you're on here. Hi, Betsy. It's good to see you on here.
Kim, I wear this shirt everywhere because it is, right? Like it's such a powerful, like the more I think about it and like I fall in love with it, right? Because it is so cool to wear, and like little kids will see me wearing it and I'm like, you like my shirt? Like
and it makes people talk about it, right? It's
right.
Like,
we're walking billboards, you know, repping recovery.
And we're making people feel comfortable. In Europe, all the girls and men that wear my stuff, they say, it's like when they go into a pub or whatever, so many people go, wow, I thought I was the only one that had to stop drinking. Or, like, no, you're not. There's a lot of us. Hello, we're here.
When people ask me to drink with them, I tell them they don't want to, because it's like that meme on Facebook with, you know, so will you drink with me? No, it'll be fun, right? It's more like that carousel with the horses on fire going around and around and around. It's a shit show, guys. It really is.
You know, we shouldn't have to make it like so. That's where I'm really trying my best to get people to talk about it. And like, that's not who we are. That's part of who we are. We are so much, you know, we are great people. We have great things. We are going to help people. We have so many good qualities about us. And being sober is just helping us become better versions of ourselves. End of story, right? Like,
yeah.
Absolutely. Your website, I'm trying to remember, is soberistheNewCool.ca.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that in the comments. So if you would like one of these 3 designs, you can message. Oh, hold on. Here we go. There's mine. Sober is the new cool. I have the hoodie as well. My friend owns a treatment center here. I wear this shirt all the time. I get compliments on it, and I ask how they can get shirts and swag like this as well. Dwayne Louder, Radical Online Radio, is in the house. How are you, brother?
Isn't that great? Congratulations, Higgy, for getting on this and doing this. I'm so proud of you. I think that's wonderful.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. I really do appreciate that. What did I just do? Oh, hold on. I'm going to type this website in there for you. Boom, 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 boom. So you guys can order some shirts. Sober is the new.
Hey, Chrissy girl. We love you. Thank you.
You guys drop your sobriety dates on here real quick. Let us know how you're doing.
Yeah, and whether you're 1 day or 100 or 500, who cares? We're proud of you because every day, you know,
Every day matters. Every
yes,
day
every
matters.
minute matters, you know?
Absolutely. Boom, boom,
Patrice
boom.
just celebrated 3 years on the 28th. Congratulations, rock
Chrissy,
star.
I see you, Chrissy. Thank
She
you.
Oh, there's Chrissy.
Thank you,
Hi.
sis. We love you. Thank you for the support.
Love Chrissy. Love Chrissy.
Chris Melikar 2/17/1992. Congratulations.
1992. Wow.
That's amazing. Chrissy
Holy
is
moly.
January 5th, 2019. Congratulations. Good stuff. Nick has 867 days. Woo-hoo.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Brandy is creeping up on 64 months.
Oh my gosh.
That's
You know,
amazing.
isn't this fantastic though? Like, I
Yes.
mean, everyone cheering each other on. I think
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful. I really do. I really,
It
really
is
do.
wonderful. It is wonderful. We love you guys. Thanks you guys for chiming in and being here and sharing. We really appreciate that. Patrice, it's Patrice got just celebrate 3 years, 2/28/20. Congratulations, sis. Good stuff. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Let me see. Where did I put that website? Boom, boom, boom. Brandy says 11/9/17 free from meth and crack. 10/6/22 free from cigarettes. That's a huge accomplishment right there. Do, do, do.
And you know
How
what?
you doing on vaping, Higgy?
What's that?
How you doing on quitting your vaping?
I have nicotine pouches.
Whoop, whoop. Good job,
I'm
bro.
trying. It's hard, especially when I first wake up in the morning. I'm used to just grabbing for the vape. I'm trying to hold off on the phone and get my day going before I get involved with anything I do on social media. But that first thing in the morning, the coffee and nicotine, that's a hard habit to break.
I was a huge smoker, maybe. Huge.
Wow.
Huge.
You can add it to your active recovery challenge, Higgy. No phone until after you meditate and pray.
There you go. That's a recipe for success, I've heard.
Yeah.
You've heard. Well, I think Amanda's exercise is like, I think that's right up there. Sorry, but I think that's pretty key. You know.
Dwayne Louder, Higgy and crew have a fantastic Sunday night. Thank you, brother.
Heck yeah.
The nicotine
maybe
craving
we
is
could
so
ask-
much harder.
Maybe we could ask everybody to start doing that I am with people that they know, you know, people that are starting or people that are in recovery or people that are or have kids or a husband or relationship where things are going a bit rocky. Maybe if we can just send everybody like a I am positive morning. So when they open their phone, the first thing they see is something positive about themselves.
That sounds like a good video compilation.
Yeah, smart, witty, unique.
I am. Give himself, a positive affirmation.
Absolutely,
And we'll put it out there.
And you know what? One word can change the way you feel about the day, right? You know, it's like a do-over. You get up, you're stressed, this and that. You open your phone, and all of a sudden, somebody would say, you read, "I am funny," or "I am important," or "I am valuable," or "I am priceless," or "I am hurt," or "I am safe." You know, God, imagine if they're not feeling so great, how good that could start their day. And it's not too hard. It takes only a second.
It takes a second.
Yeah.
And sorry, Amanda, if I keep texting you all the time. You don't have to answer. I know you see me, so it's okay, honey.
Okay.
I'm not going anywhere.
I love it. At least I'm not in a relapse.
No, I know you're not.
She wouldn't be here. She's like me,
No.
I'm sure. You're like 9 years. You're over 9 years now, right?
7. I just
7.
8 in August.
No fronts.
Wow.
No fronts. That's a long time.
But it's important to take care of yourself. And if you need that minute to step back and do whatever you have to do, we have to give everybody that you know, that space.
And
A
Dwayne,
white, you know, a
Dwayne,
white heart or one little thing won't hurt anybody to wake up to.
absolutely, Dwayne. We used to drop this hashtag all the time. More than one way, because there's multiple pathways to recovery. As long, you know, what works for you may kill me. You know, judging someone else on their recovery is pointless. All it doesn't add any value to my life if I'm judging someone else. It's just we have to make people feel safe and secure where they are. You know, total abstinence may not be somebody else's path. We're trying to keep people alive long enough for them to find a pathway to a positive existence and a feeling of wholeness that they don't have currently, in my opinion.
And whatever works for, you know, I think that there's more than one way. You know, you might need 3 things, like exercise with Amanda in the morning, you know, going to meetings. There could be meditation. There's all kinds of different things. And whatever it is that's going to keep you going, just do it, right?
That's right. There's so many different things to try. Yeah, I consider myself a Christian. I've been baptized, but I smudge. I use sage. I was doing Reiki up in Wisconsin. Meditation.
It's enriching.
It is. I mean, we were reading tarot cards, you know, and some people will go, "Oh, that's the devil." No, it's not. To me, I don't know.
I'm a big believer in sage. I'm a big believer in crystals. I'm a big believer in whatever works for anybody. That's what I believe.
Thank you, Patrice. Chrissy says, Higgy, you nailed it. Support and love wherever they are. Absolutely. Because as long as they're not shooting dope in their neck or in their feet, you know, and have a chance of dying or smoking crack or making meth and doing it, it does no good to judge somebody on their pathway to recovery. You know, just because somebody does something different than me doesn't make it wrong, doesn't make it, you know, unethical or doesn't follow the program guidelines. Whatever works for you, I support you. We support you. Whatever, you know. If you smoke weed and you get your kids back and you know, you go to work every day and you have a great life, smoke weed. I don't care. I support you. If you're on medical assisted treatment, you know, if that gives you the protection you need to stay off of opiates and keep you from overdosing and dying, please do that. Please. Because
and no judging.
Nobody should judge. Judgment. There's no from me.
Well, people are going to judge, and that's part of their process, right? I think really for me, like a huge part was like self-validation, right? When I first came into recovery and found recovery, I thought it was supposed to look like this person's and that person's, and you know, this guy over there, and there wasn't. So yeah, when I was using cannabis for my recovery, it was like a lot of people would tell you straight up, you're doing it wrong, you're not sober, you're not in recovery. So it takes a lot of getting in your own mind and really validating yourself in a way that makes sense, right? For instance, we have a girl here who has gotten off all her meds, and she uses cannabis now instead of all of the psych meds she was on and the pills that were, you know, taking from her value of life, right? And when she first came to me about this, she was very nervous to kind of even bring it up to me, and felt ashamed, and really, like, the first thing that I could tell her, and the only thing I can tell her, is you have to really just go inside, right? Like, you have to shut out what everybody else is thinking, what everyone else is telling you, how they're telling you need to live your life, and just really validate yourself in one way or the other. If you feel like this is going to increase your quality of life and strengthen your recovery, then do it. But if you don't, and you think that you're going to end up back on the street shooting meth, or, you know, making bad decisions and doing drugs, then validate that for yourself and don't do it, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, people are gonna judge and they're gonna have their opinions. But we just have to stay on the right path and kind of keep going inward with it. It doesn't even really faze me anymore. Like when people say that to me, right? Just because I've gotten to a place to where I understand the necessity that it is required, like it's necessary that we talk about this. Just like it became accepted within the recovery community that methadone and Suboxone are maintenance programs, right? That these are medications that support a maintenance plan. We also need to kill the stigmas of cannabis now, right? Because it really is something that isn't physically addicting, and there's a lot of benefits to it, and we need to just stop with the shame and the icky,
Right.
the judgment, because there's no need for it, man.
There's no need.
There's
No.
like it scares people and it makes them feel like shit. So
Yeah,
And
just
I
because.
think people
ahead.
do that to themselves enough. We don't need to help them do that, right?
right,
Yeah,
girl.
yeah, for sure. Just because I don't do any of that doesn't make it wrong for somebody else. You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
You
And
know,
like a long time ago, like AA, you weren't allowed to talk about, sobriety out loud. It was, and they don't, I've met some people in AA that, don't like that I'm so open and vocal about it. But that's my way, and everyone is entitled to their way.
absolutely, absolutely. Okay, we are approaching the 1 hour mark. What would you like to say in closing, Miss Amanda? Well, we'll finish off with Kim.
Well, just thank you for having me, you guys. We start our new active recovery challenge tomorrow. It is a free challenge. You can jump in. Genesee is running this one, so the challenge is already posted. We'll be ready to go tomorrow. Higgy, I hope you're there. Kim, you're welcome to join us, my dear. And thank
I'll
you
be.
for having me.
What are you doing? Are they online workouts?
Yeah, so an active recovery challenge really is just it's 30 to 31 days of just trying to build a new habit, right? Maybe kick some old habits. There is an exercise plan that's been provided for this, but if you have your own fitness routine and you go to the gym and you have your own things going on, then that's fine, and you can just kind of use that. But there's 31 days of personal development, prayer, meditation, exercise, all the things, community, all the things. So if you need a little bit of support and accountability, we got you.
That's awesome. It's true. It's true. There's a lot of support. There's a lot of inspiration and hope, guidance. I'm starting the 75 hard challenge tomorrow.
What's that?
75 days of a structured program of
I heard about that.
diet, workout, read so much of a book. I think you're right as well. It's kind of stuff that I do already, but not consistently. 75 days. I want to see what kind of a transformation that I can make happen within myself, mentally, spiritually, and physically. So we will see.
You got this, bro. You got
I'm trying to extend my life expectancy a little longer. What would you like to say, Miss Kim, before we sign off?
Well, I want to say something to everybody out there that, sometimes our mother, our father, or our sisters, or whoever it is in our life, we're so afraid that they're going to judge us, and we're afraid to be honest and open. Well, I am here. I will be that person, your mother, your friend, your sister, your whatever I need to be for you to be open and honest. And you know what? I will not judge. I can promise you that. And I will give you affirmations every single day until you can do them on your own. So, just remember you're worthy and you're loved and you matter.
Absolutely. Where can people connect with you more easily than another place?
Well, I think the best place is on sober.is.the.new.cool on Instagram. And I also have ambassadors around the world because sometimes I don't get to all the messages because we are getting very, very busy. But 9 times out of 10, I do. So make sure that you reach out, and I have ambassadors everywhere. So there is probably someone in your own neighborhood that you can meet up with, and Haigie's one of them.
Amanda's
And
one too.
Amanda is too. So you know what? There's love waiting for you. And being a sober is the new cool ambassador, all it really is somebody that's going to love you and be kind. So
Deborah
reach out.
Logan, I love you, Mom. It's my best friend's mother, Matt Hall.
Oh yes, yes.
Passed away about 1.5 years ago, and life just hasn't been the same. So we're healing and struggling through every day. Still trying to make each day the best it can be. Through grief, which is another great topic for another time. But if you're struggling, please reach out. I mean, you're not alone. It's been a rough couple years for a lot of people out here. And just know that you're not alone, and you don't have to suffer in silence. You can reach out to any of us here. We're here for you.
And can I say one other thing, Haiggie?
Absolutely.
To anyone who's lost someone, if during when you're struggling and you're grieving, if you can do some sort of act of kindness to somebody else and do it in their name when you're doing it, it does help heal the heart, knowing that person's really behind your goodness and your kindness.
Another reason I want to throw this while Deb's on here, I'm doing the radio show for Matt. He was supposed to do it with me. We just never got ourselves together, to be in a spot where we could do it together. Life's busy. We were doing advocacy work, traveling. He was making music. We were making videos. We were working for treatment centers, so on and so forth. And then we relapsed. We took on too much, put too much on our plate, and Matt ended up losing his life over it. And I don't want that for no one else. Suicide is not the answer, because the aftermath, you may be gone, but there's still people here that love you and care about you. So please fight through. If you need resources, we'll help you to the best of our ability. Again, suicide is not the answer. I thank you guys. I love you very much, Kim and Amanda. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you for commenting and sharing. I'll be seeing you again real soon on the Survivor Series. Thanks, guys. Love you.
Love you, Haiggie. Love you, Amanda.